And my daughter at that time, who was 15, was at home waiting for me to get there. No, she wasn't waiting for me. She was waiting up just to say hi, but she was on the computer, you know, doing the important stuff, like who's got a date, who's got a car, who's going to the movies, all the important stuff 15-year-old girls have to do. So I come walking in, and it doesn't even affect her. I said, Allison, how you doing? Fine. Did you enjoy the game? Yeah. Glad Tennessee won? Yeah. Did your friend Gina Rose enjoy the game? Yeah. Did you take a radio? Yeah, we had a radio. Did you listen? Yeah, we listened some. Well, how do you think old Dad did on his first night on the Vol Network? You didn't suck. I figured from a 15-year-old girl, you didn't suck was about as good as I was going to guess. You're the guy that's on TV sometimes, aren't you? I said, yeah. I said, your name's Bob, isn't it? I said, yeah, I'm Bob. I said, you're Bob Barker, aren't you? I said, yeah, I'm Bob Barker. You don't argue with him, do you, Dwight? You just keep on going because you'll be there all day if you argue with him. I was going to Union County, Scott County, excuse me, going to go up there in Oneida and speak at their Sports Hall of Fame a couple years ago. And they said it was at the end of this, at the air base. Heck, I didn't know they had an air base in Scott County. Well, apparently it was built for Senator Baker, Howard Baker, when he'd fly back and forth to Washington. So there, you said, look for the landing lights, and if you're on a dirt road, you're in trouble. I've been on a dirt road for about 15 minutes. Can't find the place. It's getting dark. I'm the guest speaker. This is not looking too good. So finally I see this sign that says to Armory, this way. So I turn left, I'm going to the Armory, and there's cars on both sides of the road, trying to find a parking place. Now it's 7:15, the banquet started at 7. This ain't looking good. So there was a driveway toward the Armory, and there was a policeman standing there at the guarding the entrance. So I'm getting ready to pull in. I said, officer, I can't find any place to park. I said, I'm the guest speaker. I said, is there any way I can park up close to the building over there? I'm Bob Kesling. And the officer looks at me, you're Bob Kesling, right, and I'm John Ward. Keep driving. You could stop Todd Gurley and get the ball back. Maybe you got a chance to win. So those little things that they're trying to learn to do and facing adversity and do those things. And I think we all have opportunities in our life to overcome adversity and get better. I had a chance to overcome adversity back when I was working at Channel 10. That was in my other life, back when I was a sports director at Channel 10 from 1980 to 1998 before I came to the Vol Network. And live TV, you never know what's going to happen. And you got to be prepared when things go wrong. And in '85, we're going to do this promotion called I Beat the Best. And what it was, the Knoxville Journal, the late Knoxville Journal, came up and said, we want to do a contest. And a lot of you might have played it. You get 10 games, and you pick the 10 games. If you get all 10 right, you go in the grand prize drawing for this great prize. And I said, okay, what's the great prize? And they said, well, we don't have that yet, but we'll come up with something. So I said, well, let me know. So the sales guy comes in and says, listen, I think I got one of the travel agencies to give us a trip to the Sugar Bowl with 2 tickets and airplane tickets and hotel. I said, that's a great prize. Tennessee was picked to finish 6th in the SEC in '85, so, it's a great prize. Somebody'd like to go see Alabama or Georgia play in the Sugar Bowl. That's still a pretty good prize. Yeah, let's do that. Well, if you remember the '85 season, we started winning. And we beat Alabama, and we beat Auburn, and suddenly Tennessee's going to the Sugar Bowl to play Miami. And it's the hottest ticket in town. Nobody's got tickets. We got 2 to give away live on Channel 10. This promotion couldn't have worked out any better for us. So now it's time for the big drawing. I don't know how big the ratings were that night, but I'm sure they were huge because everybody in town wanted those 2 tickets to the Sugar Bowl. We're going to give them away live on the air. So we bring in this dump truck into the station, into the studio, and it's got all the entries overflowing. And we put Russ Bebb, the sports editor of the Knoxville Journal, in the back of the dump truck. And he's going to pull out the winner. 6:20 comes around. I said, okay, I come out and I said, it's time to give away the 2 tickets to the Sugar Bowl. Russ, reach down deep into that dump truck and pull out the winner. He pulls it out, hands it to me. It's James Stevens from Petros, Tennessee. Brushy Mountains in Petros, Tennessee. Couldn't be him. Couldn't be a guy in prison. Surely this is somebody who works in a convenience store or owns a construction company. But let's find out, shall we? And so dial the number. Ring, ring, ring. Brushy Mountain. Which kind of summed it up the other. I mean, Butch, Donnie kind of summed it up the other day. They're asked about this Woodson kid they brought in from Memphis, and he basically said, "Hey, he ain't Shaquille O'Neal. I mean, we're getting who we can at this point in time." So he's changing the system. Josh Richardson, for example, is used to playing man-to-man, sick him, go get him defense. Now he's trying to learn the zone. That's hard. They've got some guys, basically when Donnie was going after players, most of the good ones are committed someplace. But I think it tells a lot about Donnie and the fact how hard he works on the recruiting trail is that he was able to fill up the roster that quick with players. I mean, a lot of coaches would have really been behind the 8 ball at that late point in time. But so I think, Donnie's a guy that understands the deal. He's been at LSU. He was at Moorhead, surrounded by all the big blue up there. So he knows exactly what it takes to win in this league, and he knows it's all about players. So they're working hard on the recruiting trail, and it's going to be an up-tempo. They got a bunch of greyhounds. I mean, they're all about 6'6" and weigh about 180 pounds, and they run fast. So we'll see if they can shoot and rebounding would be the biggest key. I mean, they don't have any bulk, they don't have any size, and they need to get in the weight room a lot, and so we'll see. But I think they'll be well coached. I think they'll play hard, and they're going to play that kind of matchup zone that Louisville plays. So they're going to get after you defensively, and they're going to push the ball and try and beat the big guys down the floor. So I think it's going to be entertaining to have a very good basketball team. I think getting Ariel Massengale back and healthy will help them at point guard. I think that's where they really struggled last year. But, Burdick is back, and Isabel Harrison's back. They'll be losing Russell, the big girl, is going to slow them down a little bit. But, they got a couple shooters they brought in as freshmen. We'll see how they play. So, the Lady Vols, they just kind of reload. So, I think Holly will have a good team. Whether they're good enough to beat UConn, who knows? But nobody's been able to do that lately. But they're still going to be good. I think they got a chance to be in the Final Four.
Be satisfied they beat South Carolina this year.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good. Anybody else?